Here on Coast Life, we love movies. That's why we brought in a couple of local movie experts. We've got Rob Rector and Marlon Wallace joining us on the couch today. How you doing, guys?
Excellent.
Doing really well.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for
having
coming in.
us.
Of course, anytime.
So, the Revival House.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. And you guys just had a film festival.
Yeah, so this is actually the 8th year of Revival House, and it started as just a little cinematic experience. Rob Waters, who's a local filmmaker, owns W Films, and myself, we put together something where we had a monthly screening at the Milton Theater. And it's evolved over the years, but two of our kind of foundational events that we did were one in October where we do a horror trailer challenge where we give a line of dialogue and an item, and people have like a week to make a fictitious horror trailer and submit it, and we show the best and we give awards and prizes. And the second one was our local film festival where we kind of showcase the best of the local filmmakers that we have here, and we do that in the spring. So those two we've maintained, and then we do another event out in Hudson Fields as well too. It's a big fundraiser that we do every year. So
nice.
Yeah.
So give a little more information about the one coming up at Hudson Fields.
Yeah.
So we have, let's see, this will be our 4th year doing it, and it's a big fundraiser. We've raised over $50,000 for local healthcare workers.
Wow, nice.
And we started with Jaws years ago. Then we did Jurassic Park Fest. Then last year we did the original Star Wars.
Nice.
For Star Wars Fest, and this year, August 26th, we're doing Batman Fest, the 1989 Tim Burton, the only awesome Batman movie. So, but it's great because we take over Hudson Fields. We have a big 55-foot screen that we inflate and put up there, and put seating out or places for everyone to sit. We have local music, we have food trucks, vendors out there, and local artists, and we just kind of make a day of it. It's free and open to all. We just ask for a donation at the door. Been really well received, and we're excited to be back again this year in August.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's great.
Yeah. So I know you're talking about local artists and local filmmakers. We have another one right here with us, of course. Can you just tell us a little bit about what you did with the Film Fest? And I heard you won pretty big there.
Yeah. So I'm actually a rather new filmmaker. I directed my first short film called Pier 2 years ago, and we just finished it late last year, and we started submitting it to film festivals, and we were lucky enough to get invited into Rob's film festival. I was very, very surprised to learn that I won the audience award.
Yes!
Deservedly so.
Aw.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, I was very, very humbled, very thankful for the opportunity, and that people actually enjoyed it.
For people who might be interested in starting creating their own short films, what advice would you, as a filmmaker, have for them?
Well, first of all, I would say, come to events like the film festival that Rob has, because that's where you really meet other filmmakers and other people who are interested in the filmmaking process. Going to the Milton Theater 15 years ago and seeing short films shown there is really what got me excited about the possibilities of making a film in this area, because you might not think of Delaware or Delmarva as a big filmmaking place, but
Sure.
there are actually a lot of people here who are interested in filmmaking and who just need someone to wrangle them together, and that's what Rob and his team does with these film festivals, that you wrangle all of these people who have this common interest together and say I like making films too, let's do something together.
Rob, do you have anything to say about that advice you'd have for new filmmakers?
Yeah, no, I think Marlon's spot on, and I mean, it's a sense of community there, and a lot of times with filmmaking, it can be a very isolating journey, and when you get into the editing process and it's just you and you're watching daily reels over and over again, right? So you feel quite isolated, not to mention that we've just come out of a pandemic. So and being able to experience this with a community and a like-minded community at that, it really is, it's overwhelming to see that, okay, I'm not alone in this. This is, there are other people here who are facing the same obstacles that I have with films, or they have the same interests that I do, and maybe I need someone to hold a boom mic for me, and now I've found that.
Well, movies bring us together in all kinds of ways. Rob and Marlon are staying put. They're not going anywhere. We're going to talk more about movies that are coming up this summer and how they can bring us together on the way when Coast Life gets back.
watching Coast Life. And hey, the Memorial Day weekend, a long weekend, is right around the corner. So if you're looking for something to do, someone told us that there's some really great movies on the way. So we are back here with Rob and Marlon. I just want to know, with the movies in the theaters coming out, what are you two most excited to see?
Well, I think one film to definitely check out this weekend is The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
The Little Mermaid
Oh
is
my
opening
gosh.
this weekend. I am old enough to remember the original Little Mermaid film in the early 90s, Ariel and Flounder and
Sebastian.
yes. So Disney has made a remake, a live-action remake of that classic animated film that is coming out in theaters this Friday. And what I'm really kind of curious about and excited about is the fact that the actress who is playing Ariel this time is African American. And there has been really, what I've really appreciated in film and television is the push for more diversity and, you know, just allowing, you know, audiences to see, you know, various other types of people in these classic roles. And of course I love musicals, and I think anyone who's a fan of musicals definitely love the songs of The Little Mermaid. They're classics. So I think if you're definitely looking for a fun time that you can take your family to, The Little Mermaid is definitely a film to check out.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, what about you, Rob? Anything this weekend or just in the near future?
Yeah. In the near future, to keep kind of tangentially on the animated tip, we have the sequel to the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
The first one is probably, I would say, it is probably one of my top animated films.
It's so
It
good.
is just so amazing, and really just a solid superhero movie to begin. I mean, you know, it was fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to see how they expand that universe and what they do with it, because it's a really talented team of animators and writers in that one. You know, nostalgia-wise, I gotta say Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I don't care if he's 102. He will always be Indiana Jones to me. So I'm excited for that one. And I just saw a trailer drop for I think it's called Killers of the Flower Moon, which is Martin Scorsese's new one with Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro, and it looks outstanding. Anything Scorsese does, I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be invested. So.
Well, actually, that film just premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, which is happening right now.
Yep.
And the Cannes Film Festival is one of the biggest film festivals in the world. It takes place in France every May, and it kind of previews a lot of big movies that are coming out. And one of the other big movies that it's previewing is a Pixar film called Elemental. You might have seen the trailer for this, but it's a film that's about different elements like earth, water, fire, kind of like brought to life.
Cool.
And it's about all these different elements coming together and trying to find a way to live together. And yeah, that film, it's going to be a big animated film that's coming out next month, and yeah, it's premiering at the Cannes Film Festival right now. So yeah, that's one to also look out for.
What are some of your favorite films? Any you would recommend? I know that's a loaded question. You probably have a really
How much
long
more time do you
list.
have?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how many blocks are we doing?
Yeah, right.
Well, I would say, well, you were mentioning streaming services earlier. One of the streaming services that I have is the HBO Max service, which is now, I think, going to be transitioning into Max. But I was actually on there like a week or so ago, and they have a lot of films from Alfred Hitchcock, who is one of my all-time favorite filmmakers. I would say Steven Spielberg, Spike Lee, Alfred Hitchcock, they're like probably my top three. And yeah, I went back like a week or so ago, and I was watching some Alfred Hitchcock films, particularly his film North by Northwest.
Hitchcock is an expert in showing, not telling, where and leaving things to the audience's imagination.
Yes.
You know, like the Psycho. I mean, there was not a. It's funny, the shower scene in Psycho, which is probably one of the most iconic. There is never a scene in which the knife actually hits her. It's all the way it's edited and cut, so you're all left to your own imagination as to it. And sometimes that can be a lot darker than whatever you see on the screen.
Well, I hope you've had your pen and paper out, so you have your movies to see in theaters and your movies to watch if you're staying in. But whether you're staying in, going out, thank you, because you gave us a lot of recommendations.
A lot of homework.
Absolutely.
We have a lot to do. All right, but hey, for right now, though, don't go anywhere, because we have a lot more Coast Life on the way.